Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Reality Is Where Words Do Come to Life. Well, so I titled this conversation R. Kelly sentenced to 30 years in prison, question mark, question mark. And I know a lot of people, a lot of people are in agreement with the sentencing, but I am in disagreement with the sentencing. And I have question mark, question mark. Why is it that every black person gets the maximum sentencing when it comes down to something sex trafficking in a sense, prostitution? And then when white folks go to trial, they don't even get nowhere near that type of sentencing. So already the scales of justice are not balanced, and it seems to only be when it comes down to black people that they get harsh sentencing. Now, I had this conversation earlier. I'm going to break this down like I broke it down earlier. Here is my problem. First, you did Bill Cosby, an 83-year-old man whose vision was gone, but decided that he wanted to purchase a major broadcasting studio or service, however you want to put it, and negating the statute of limitations for any criminal activity. Most of them have a statute of limitation. 20 plus years later, women come out of the woodwork talking about that he sexually harassed them, drugged them, and all this stuff. When there are actually real women out here who has actually been violated, whose stuff is still sitting on the shelf unattended to, and the case has not even been touched, less on looked at, right? And then you come along, and then the next thing you know, it was Michael Jackson. When black people get a little too popular, then all of a sudden the doctor was involved and overdosed him. And then I still believe that, Prince, as quiet as he may have been, when we as people of color start to elevate ourselves to a certain financial level, there seems to be something that happens to that individual, right? So then comes along surviving R. Kelly. Now, as long as these individuals, the parents included, were getting the money, it was okay. Long as the money was being fed to him, it was okay. And then for me, I believe that somebody actually positioned him to be set up too. Um, for what he's dealing with right now, because people can hate you so much and they can be so jealous of you that they want your position, that they will do anything they can to sabotage who you are and discredit who you are as an individual. Now, I know John Legend um, said he wouldn't be bothered with him. I know Lady Gaga said she wouldn't be bothered, but ain't nobody gave no money back. So for every individual that R. Kelly has written some songs for you, that you was at the back door and now you pushing through the front door because of the music he provided for you, give the money back. Give the money back. If you feel like he's so bad and he's such a bad person, give the damn money back that you made off of his skills and the gift that God has given. Give the money back. Now, let me clarify something before somebody get on my YouTube channel talking this yin yang. I'm not saying he don't have any accountability, because he does. But what I am saying, all that's being put on him is not his fault. Everybody knows how the entertainment business is. The only difference from some of these other entertainments, y'all just ain't got caught up yet. But it's been a thing way back when Ray Charles was singing. Women want to be in the entertainment business, and by any means necessary, that's what they would do. Young girls would get fake IDs and pretend to be an age that they were not. This ain't nothing to do. Executive managers, role managers knew all this stuff, and some of the executives indulge in it too. So you want to make R. Kelly to be this great villain, but he's not. And then I'm going to add something else to that. A lot of y'all got uncles, daddies, cousins, brothers, aunties, uncles, friends who have done the very same thing to your family members, and you have not turned their asses in yet. You upholding them in their wrong, and they have violated your relative or one of your friends, and you are very much aware of it, and you haven't turned them in yet. What you tell them, oh, what happens in the family stays in the family. But these kids are being traumatized, and nobody's looking at that. Nobody's looking at that. Now, let me go a step further with the R. Kelly 30 years sentencing. He married Andrea Kelly, right? Andrea Kelly was a background dancer. You cannot tell me that she was not aware that was going on in the entourage of the bus in hotels, because people do talk. They talk, and we know they talk. But instead, she was a dancer for him for how many years? And then you decided to marry him, correct? Because you want that prestige. You wanted to come up too. And so later on, she got married. But if Robert Kelly had done so much wrong to you, why would you maintain his last name if he's such a bad person? I'm going to tell you why. I'm glad you all asked. Because that name gets me some prestige. That name gets me into some doors. That name provides a means for me to support myself. Because Andrea Kelly got married again, but she didn't take on her new husband's name. She kept the old name. And usually when somebody remarries, they take the new name. That's what they do. So I talked to a gentleman today that has some information that says that R. Kelly was pretty much set up. And I can believe that. I can believe that in the society in which we live today, when a black person gets too much power, too much authority, and white people see they're escalating too quick, then something has to cease. Somebody has to go. Somebody has to be pulled, their coattail pulled. They're only going to let us to get so far before they try to reel us back in. And we're so dumb that we can't see. And some of us are easy to be the decoy that they use to set people up. And it's sad. Now, a lot of people, as I say, are agreeing with this. But did you turn your perpetrator in? Did you? Did you let them know who it was? See, we're quick to jump on the bandwagon without knowing all the full details, because news media is only going to show you what they want you to know. And then we, as some of us dumb people, we take that little information and we think it's facts. But there's three sides to the story. Three sides: the assumption, the lie, and the truth. But we'd rather take the assumption and not and deal with the lie, but don't want to face the truth. Bottom line. Should he get 30 years? No, he shouldn't. That is the extreme. Hell, the people at the insurrection did not get 30 years. Jason Van Dyke, 16 bullets killed a black kid, and he didn't get 30 years. He got 6 years, and he's out on 3. And Kyle Rittenhouse killed 2 people, and he didn't get no years. So let's roll it back a little bit. Let's show the pattern how this is really going. Jesse Smollett committed a crime against himself. The city of Chicago State's Attorney Kim Foxx's office felt some type of way when Jesse Smollett got off. A white lady went back to the court to open the case up again. A fill-in judge thought it was his Academy Award moment and ran down everything that he should do. But Jesse Smollett was smart because he knew this was a ploy. Even though he did it to himself, he caused no harm to anybody else. And they made a big deal out of it for nothing. They really did not even get have their grandstand camera moment. to let people know that whatever happened to him, it would not be his hands. So he stood up in the courtroom. That's letting you know that his mental is intact and he was not suicidal. So if something was on the inside, and we know that it happens because they might get our kills don't just open. It's to unlock in to do what they do. All right. Now, at an underage, yeah, we have all these other white people. Legacy is still living on. Hey, um, for Graceland, but and maybe somebody can make this to me. Thing with underage girls. He really think with underage girls. Exactly. The exact same thing with underage girls, right? Buck Wild sat on his lap. Individuals got Playboy magazines. They got Playboy magazines. But y'all didn't tear him down. He didn't go to jail for sex trafficking. Because in actuality, that was legal prostitution. It was. And he became a billionaire. And people actually gave him kudos for Playboy Mansion, but he did the same exact thing. The same exact thing. Sex trafficking and legalized prostitution because they was underage girls. But because he was white, it does not merit the lengthy sentencing that R. Kelly got. Now, I understand us as a race of people being upset with R. Kelly for the part that he played. But I'm going to say this again. You can't dump all that on R. Kelly. You cannot. There are parents who use their children as pawns to try to get them in the entertainment business by any means necessary. Look at Tina Turner, mother, a whole story. She was an underage girl. And then when she found out that her daughter was being abused physically, she was like, I bought me a house. See, it's the buyout. And we don't get it. It's the buyout. And we just don't get it. Or we just don't want to see it. Which one is it? Because I'm not understanding. We are like a snake. We swallow our race whole, never stopping to look in the mirror at yourself and realizing you escaped with R. Kelly sitting in by the hair of your chin because somebody didn't tell on your ass. Somebody didn't try to blackmail you or blackball you. And some of y'all done been down that road, but you would never share that with anybody. And I'm going to say this, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. Across these 50 states, the judicial system, the judges are 90% white. When a black person walks into a courtroom, you are already a menace to society. You are already guilty. You are not innocent. You are guilty, and you have to fight for your innocence. But for the life of me, I cannot understand why nobody see. And I'm going to say this again. Take that damn flag down. It is not United States. It's a divided state. And it depends on your color of your skin is how it will go. So we need to take the blue, the red, the stars, and just leave the damn flag white. That's it. We don't govern by the constitutional laws. We don't govern by human rights. We don't govern by freedom of speech. And we don't govern by "in God we trust" on the courtroom walls. We don't govern by that. We govern by lies, manipulation, and deception, and cheating people out of their life. That's what we govern by. And then they played the Gayle King interview, but the man was upset. He was being set up. And it's funny that Gayle King seems to interview the black people with their really, really negative side. And I'm not understanding that. Maybe somebody can explain to me why that is so. And why is the crimes of black people more intense than white people's crimes? White people get rewarded and they get a slap on the wrist and they get to go home to their families. These jails across these 50 United States is full of black and brown. 90% and 50% of those in there are innocent. Are innocent. Spoke to a young man today. He was locked up for 40 plus years for something he did not do. And nobody asked, see nothing wrong with this. Y'all spend y'all a funky ass time in Supreme Court overturned Roe versus Wade, but we got people dying in these jails that should not even have been in there. And y'all don't give a damn. And I'm still waiting on your raggedy ass president to do a hate bill or do an executive order for black people. You said you was going to help clean up this prison system, but you ain't cleaned up nothing. So you about to be a one-term president. Like Kim Foster's going to be a one-term. Well, she got in again, but you won't get your ass in there no more because you need to be gone because you ain't did nothing that you said. And for those out there who have family members that struggling in these prison walls, you need to fight, fight, and fight. So I'm saying to anybody who don't like what I'm saying, and I'm okay with that. R. Kelly don't deserve no 30 years. If you ain't gonna arrest no parents, you ain't gonna arrest no executive, no producers, no managers, people that own a record company, because they just as guilty. They just as guilty. This ain't just start happening. Groupies been happening for a long time. People pawning their children off to get into entertainment business by any means necessary. Ain't nothing new. It was way back in Frankie Lyman time, in Ray Charles time. It ain't nothing new. It's not, because money is the root of all. The love of money is the root of all evil. And when people love money, the more they love their kids and they see their kids have value, that's what they do. Hell, they prostitute them for less than that. For a, what did they call it? A bag of crack or whatever it is. They sell for less than that. So you don't think when they see the potential that a famous person could get them on or put them on? Come on now. 30 years? Are you serious? When the hell are y'all gonna be fair? When? Or is there such thing as being fair? And even do you even recognize of how to be fair? Maybe that's a question. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe and share with somebody.